And good afternoon, early evening, everyone. Welcome to Clinton, Illinois, and we are here with the Southeastern Suns 7th grade volleyball team as they play the St. Michael's Sharpshooters in this quarterfinal round of the IESA class 7th grade Class 1A state volleyball tournament here in Clinton, Illinois. I'm Dwayne Hewlett. Evan Wagner is alongside. He's going to be running the camera for me today, and I'm sure he's going to do a fine job. But we want to thank everybody for joining us. Hopefully there'll be a bunch more of you come on. Don't forget, as we move through the game, and at any point that you want to do so, the live chat is open. Please, we ask that you be kind, of course, but hop in the live chat. Tell your favorite player that you're rooting for him. The live chat will replay. And as they go back and watch it a little bit later, this broadcast will stay up. So they can go back and watch it. And if you want to say good luck or where you're rooting, who you're cheering for and where you're watching from, that's always appreciated. Of course, the two teams come in here with very good records. The Augusta Southeastern Suns, or Southeastern Suns as most of us know them by, 14-1 on the season. The Sharpshooters of St. Michael's from Sigel, 21-0, and they look all of the part. As you can see, some of them warming up right now on the floor doing they did their hitting first. Now they're serving as they got about 1:20 left in their warm-up. So I'll tell you what, folks, it's going to be a lot of fun here this afternoon. Still 6 minutes of warm-ups to come for the Suns, who have been warming up on the side. A little different than how they used to do it back in the day. So they don't serve at each other. They get 6 minutes straight, and then they serve at the end of their 6 minutes for about the last 2 minutes or so. We will tell you this pregame show is brought to you by JoJo's Gaming Parlor in Bushnell. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH Events, live on the big screens. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell, and cheer area teams on to victory. This coverage of the IESA 7th grade Class 1A state tournament is brought to you today by Ron Elby Auto Sales in Augusta and on East Jackson and Macomb. They can get you anything you need, trucks, cars, SUVs. LBSellsCars.com. Check them out and get your next vehicle from LB Auto Sales in Macomb and Augusta. If you're watching from the water in Holden Knight, we want to welcome all of you on board. Hopefully you're enjoying the view thus far. We're going to be, like I said, about 6 minutes away from doing the starting lineups. We already did the national anthem on the first game, so we will not have a national anthem. You might be wondering how these two teams got here through the postseason, and we can tell you a little bit about that. We'll tell you that through the regional for St. Michael's, they were, not surprising, the number one seed in their regional. So they got a bye in the first round. They're actually down in the area from where I worked for a while in Albion, Illinois. They played Grayville, which is south of Albion, in their semifinal round, beat Grayville 25-21, 25-12. And then they beat West Salem, where I actually used to live when I worked in Albion, 25-16, 25-15 to get their ticket punched to the sectionals. So that's how they were able to get there. They defeated Stuart Strasburg in the sectional. And made their way to the state tournament. For Southeastern, they were the number one seed as well in their regional. They beat Griggsville Perry in the semifinal round of regionals, 25-10, 25-9, and then beat Virginia 25-11, 25-12 in the regional final, then went on to beat Brussels in the sectional final. So other games going on. The first game tonight here was Ottawa Marquette beating Philo St. Thomas 25-19, 25-15. Ottawa Marquette improves to 22-0 on the season with that victory. I'll verify that to be sure. They do improve to 22-0, and St. Thomas falls to 13-8 to end the season for them. The next game will be Hartsburg-Emden. The Stags will take on Pontiac St. Mary's. The Stags come in with a 17-2 record. The Pontiac St. Mary's club comes in with a 19-2 record. And the final game of the day is Kewanee Visitation at 16-1 against Decatur Lutheran, 13-6. So Hartsburg-Emden and Southeastern, the only two public schools in this 1A quarterfinal round. If you're from our Hancock County, McDonough County area, you'll know that Carthage is also playing in the state tournament today. They'll play at the 8:15 game in Pawnee as they'll play Peoria Christian. Carthage comes in 19-1. The Peoria Christian squad comes in 20-2. So that's how they will line up. Now, I do want to tell you, we've got more volleyball yet to come with junior high volleyball sectionals on Monday night. If you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, the Hewlett Public Pro LLC YouTube channel, you will know that we have two games on Monday. That's right. So Carthage and West Prairie will play at Minden at 6:30 on Monday night for a sectional title. We'll be covering that. And then the Suns will be down in Carrollton playing for a sectional title. And Kenny Suter and Miles Hewlett will be down to cover that. So we'll get both games covered, both sectional titles, and then we'll worry about who gets to state and where we go from there. But Carthage and West Prairie met in the 8th grade boys basketball sectional at Minden as well, so it's a new thing. Greg Phelps will be on the call with me on Monday as we do the aforementioned Carthage-West Prairie game, and Janie Phelps will be on the camera for that. So a long-time familiar voice for you folks down in Carthage. We'll get to hear Greg Phelps help call that game. We'll actually probably let him do play-by-play, and I'll just hop in with some color commentary as we go. Kelly Webster saying good luck, Suns. Thanks, Kelly, for hopping in the live chat. So if you're in the area and you're watching, it doesn't matter if you're here at the gym or if you're out in Washington or down in Florida. Hop into live chat, let us know where you're watching from, and let that favorite player or favorite team know that you're cheering for them. So the Suns are out there. The funny thing that I see right now is the Suns have a handful of players, and a little more than a handful of players, and the Sharpshooters have about twice as many players. You only get to play 6, so it really doesn't matter, of course, but definite differences. The Sharpshooters are known as a perennial basketball powerhouse at the junior high level. They're not as used to being, I don't think, at the volleyball state tournament, but they are athletic and they are tall, and it will be a big task for the Kelly, you saying I don't love your girls? I see how it is, Kelly. We're not friends anymore. I get it. That's okay, though. So we're about 45 seconds away from getting ready to go with the non-starters first. So they will announce all the non-starters, and I don't know how clear it will be, but we will try to let you hear all the non-starters be read and then the starting lineup. So we'll keep track of it as we move along, and we'll tell you who is starting and so on as well. But it will be a bit – it was a bit muffled up here as the speakers are kind of pointed down towards the floor because, we're at the top of the bleachers. So hopefully you'll be able to hear it just well. We'll keep track of it and let you know who's starting. So we're just about ready to get underway here at Clinton Junior High School in Clinton, Illinois, as it's quarterfinal time for the Southeastern Suns. And as I said, we'll do the non-starters first as they're getting ready to do those. I do not believe they'll do national anthem again. I take for granted they won't anyway. I guess we'll wait for official word.
Welcome to the second game of this evening here at Clinton Junior High School between Augusta Southeastern and Sigel St. Michael's. First referee, the non-starters for Augusta Southeastern. Number 7, Elizabeth Hubbard. Number 13, Marissa Henshaw. Number 17, Kara Stevens. Number 18, Morgan Wilcox. Number 19, Jalen Van Beck. Number Number 23, Tegan Ring.
So we're having a little, looks like we're having a little camera problem here. We're going to start recording just in case.
And now let's meet the non-stars. For Sigel St. Michael's. Number 1, Nora Newberg. Number 3, Colin Titus. Number 14, Alyssa Coleman. And number 15, Natalie Downinger. Number 16, Kaylin Werner. And now let's meet the starters for Augusta Southeastern. Number 17, Kara Stevens. Number 18, Morgan Wilcox. Number 19, Jalen Van Beck. Number 23, Tegan Ray. Number 34, Kylie Putman. And number 42, Ryan Allred. And now the starters for Sigel St. Michael's. Number 2, Brooklyn Wood. Number 4, Sophie Kareens. Number 5, Ava Miller. Number 8, Kendall Lindsay. Number 10, Kaylin Gaddis. Number 12, Kaylee Jordan. And number 13, Kara Hackett. Good luck, ladies.
So there was the starting lineups. I was doing a little off-air work trying to make sure stuff was working. It looks like on my feed on my phone it's working, but it's locked up here on our screen. So we're going to keep going with that it's working. I can see it coming through. So we apologize for that little stumble right there. But we are just about ready to get underway with the opening serve of this contest. St. Michael's is already on the floor as they do have the libero. Looks like the libero is number 8, Kendall Lindsay. No libero for the Suns, of course. It's number 10, Kaylin Gaddis. Number 12, Kaylee Jordan. Number 5 is Ava Miller. Number 13 starter is Kara Hatton. Number 2, Brooklyn Will. And will leave. And also number 4, starting for the Sharpshooters, is Sophia Crimmins. For the Suns, it's the same usual suspects. We'll talk about them as we get ready to go here. It is back to serve will be the libero, Kendall Lindsay for St. Michael's. It looks like an underhand serve coming. It is. It'll be a bump set. It's going to come to Stevens. She'll bump it across. Back there to receive was Jordan. Bumped across. Set comes middle to Stevens, and she's going to hit and a kill for Kara Stevens. And the Suns are on the scoreboard first here in set number 1. It's like Tegan Rigg is serving, and she serves it into the net. So a side out on the service there. Back to serve for the Sharpshooters, number 5, Ava Miller. She started at right front. 1 point apiece. Another underhand serve. Rigg is there. Stevens is going to set near side. It's tipped, and a nice diving dig, but it goes overpass out of bounds. The kill for Morgan Wilcox, and a side out for the Suns. Overhand serve, that time. Tipped across. It's dug by Van Beck. Now it's going to be hit by Stevens again. That time it's dug short. Middle it comes, pushed deep into the corner. And a great placement that time by number 12 with the kill, Kaylee Jordan. So another side out. Back to serve, looks like number 10, Kaylin Gaddis. And that's a service there, out of bounds as it gets Coach Kerr on the far side. Back to serve for the Suns, number 17, Kara Stevens. We're staying on serve to this point. It's just side out, side out, side out. There's a dig. Middle, it's going to go again. It's going to be tipped across. Stevens is there. Back row attack by Stevens now. Dug again by Jordan. Jordan's going to tip it across. Stevens is going to send an overpass. Jordan's going to tip it down that time. No, it's not Jordan. It's number 13, Kara Hatton. If you guys listen to me very much, you'll know that these impact numbers give me all kinds of trouble. That's Jordan serving there. Back row attack from Stevens. Dug, but it's going to be a passing error as Stevens gets another kill. Went off the arms of Gaddis. And it's 4-3 Suns. Wilcox serving. And it's short and an ace. High dropping serve, dropped about the 10-foot line. And it is 5-3 Suns. Wilcox going to serve right side. It's going to go off of Coleman. And 2 service points for Wilcox. She's got a kill and 2 points now. That's going to be short and to the official, so a service error results in a side out. But the Suns have the first lead of the game. That's not on serve. There's Stevens, back row attack to Stevens, deep. Dug back there by Hatton. It's going to come across. Wilcox got the hand on it, but not a good pass. Van Beck did her best to get to it. Couldn't get there. Hatton serving again. Rigg on the attack, and she's going to get the kill. Tegan Rigg. There's the attack by St. Michael's. Now back row attack again by Stevens. Goes off the arms of Jordan, and a kill from the back row again for Stevens. And they are feeding Stevens wherever she is on the floor. I do believe that's Allred back there serving. She gets a point. 8-5. Free ball going to come across. It's deep. Oh, no, it's just barely in. It barely got the line. Allred thought it was out, and I did too for a split second, but it was a great call by the line judge standing right there with the eye on it. Back to serve for the sharpshooters, Allison Coleman. Coleman serve, underhand, deep. Wilcox is there. Van Beck back to Stevens. She's going to hit it across the net. Oh, good job of getting it up and a chance to get it across. They do. Wilcox is going to send a free ball across as an overpass, and it's going to come back. A free ball back. Now Stevens sets middle to Rigg. Rigg's hit is deep and in just barely. Man, these two teams are painting the corners and the lines here thus far, and Southeastern leads 9-6. Van Beck, I do believe, back to serve now. Jalen Van Beck, the setter for the Suns. Trouble on serve receive as Gaddis tried to receive it overhand and couldn't control it. A point for Van Beck. 10-6 is the score. Deep middle. Going up to get it. It's going to be a free ball across. And tipped. It's dug up there by Miller. Miller's going to be on the attack now. Now another overpass. Miller's going to get it. Set it. Miller attacking again. Again another overpass. Miller's going to set it back to Will. Will sets up and lands. Oh! That was an attack by Miller. Man, that looked in to me. But the official called it out. Van Beck's going to get another service point after a long rally. And the Suns up 11-6. Deep overpass as Stevens went up to get it but missed time to jump a little bit, hits it into the net. She's going to be hard on herself about that. She had a great opportunity there, just mistimed the jump a little bit. In for a second service is Kendall Lindsay. We have had a lot of side outs, not a lot of points scored. Deep attack by Stevens is going to be passed to the net, but nobody can get there with it, so it's going to be a side out. And Rigg is back to serve again. And, there's a good job just getting an arm out, making something happen. And then the overpass can't be retrieved. And it's going to be a side out. Sometimes just amazing the fact that they get it over Van Beck. Stevens, near side Wilcox. He's going to tip it right across. An overpass is going to come. Wilcox is there. Riggs going to set to Stevens. Stevens is going to tip it, and it's going to fall. She saw everybody back to cover, and Stevens gets her 4th kill just by tipping it across the net, and another side out. And a service error sends it back. And to serve will be number 16, Kaylin Ordner, I do believe. Underhand serve. Van Beck's there, misplayed it a little bit. It's going to be a cross by Rigg, and it's out. Bad angle to try to make something happen there, and Ordner's going to get her first service point. 13 to 10, I guess, is the score. Allred hits it deep, and it was going to be very close. Ordner had to make a decision, and she thought you can't fault her for that at all. I mean, I'm saying, folks, you can't fault her at all. It was really going to be really, really close. And then a little lack of communication there as an ace for Stevens, I do believe. I didn't look to see who the server was. It was Stevens. That gives her first service point. And a 5-point lead for the Suns. Deep middle. Set far side. It's going to be a free ball across. Stevens from the back row. It's going to go off the arms of the libero, Lindsay, and a kill again for Stevens. It gives her 5 here in set number 1. And a timeout on the floor charged to the Sharpshooters, and we'll take a break as well and be back here on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH right after this.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adams Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adams Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
And welcome back here to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, coverage of the IESA state quarterfinals for 7th grade Class 1A here in Clinton, Illinois. The Suns leading 16 to 10. Stevens back to serve again. It's deep, and it goes off the hands of Lindsay and out of play. The Suns are serving the ball extremely deep here. It almost looks like they tried to take Lindsay out of serve-receive rotation there, and she's back in a deep corner. They switched it up a little bit, but she still served right at her. We'll see what Stevens does this time. Deep middle this time, and that time it's going to go off the arms of Miller, and it's 18 to 10. Kimberly Bartimus says, good luck, Lady Suns. Stevens serves again. Be pushed across, tipped, and a kill for number 14, Allison Coleman. Back to serve for the Sharpshooters, Kaylee Jordan. Oh, into the net. Yeah, I was going to say. Thought for a second they weren't going to call Allred in the net, but they did finally call it. So Jordan's going to get the service point. And it's 18-12. Back row attack coming from Stevens. Another hard hit. It's going to be tracked down, and it's going to be across. A good job of good hustle by the sharpshooters to get that one across. They're going to go right back to Stevens in the back row again. This is going to be an overpass and out of bounds, and it will be a kill for Stevens again. Give her 6, and half of those are from the back row. Wilcox back to serve now for the Suns. Short serve. Doug. Set. It's going to be a free ball across. Stevens is there. Van Beck sets middle to Rigg. Rigg on the attack, deep left corner. It's going to be dug up. It's going to have a chance to get across. They will with a free ball. Stevens is there again. Van Beck near side to Allred this time. She goes right down the line, and the setter, Brooklyn Will, couldn't do anything with it. And another point for Wilcox. A kill for Allred. Wilcox has 3 service points on the game so far. Left side, Stevens gets it. Middle, they're going to call an illegal hit on Van Beck as she double tapped it with the setter position. So it's 20-13 now, going back to serve. Number 13, Kara Hatton. Stevens from the back row again, and she's going to get another kill. Give her 7 kills here in set number 1, and another timeout going to be called by the sharpshooters. This game being brought to you in part by the Watering Hole in downtown Augusta. They're open Monday through Friday, 2 to 1 a.m. with happy hour from 4 to 6. And then Saturday, 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. They play all of the Suns games on their big screen, so if you don't want to watch at home alone, go to the Watering Hole in downtown Augusta. They say good luck, Suns. And Mudd Insurance Group, they specialize in insuring homes, autos, farms, farm equipment, small businesses, boats, wave runners, ATVs, motorcycles, along with special events and much, much more. Call Mudd Insurance Group, 217-842-9200, located at the four-way stop in Bowen. Or go to their website at www.muddinsurancegroup.com. Live life knowing you're covered. Comes across again. Dig. Rigg's going to get the bump across. Will's going to set middle to Miller. Stevens is there. Van Beck. Going to be free ball by Stevens, and it's going to fall in front of Jordan. And another point for the Suns. They lead 22-13. Deep serve by Allred. And a passing error. 23-13. Deep serve again. Hatton has to go get it from Jordan, and it's going to be a free ball across. Stevens is there. Van Beck, middle to Rigg. Rigg hits it deep middle. Comes to the net. Will pushes it across. Good job by Will to make something happen there. Stevens from the middle back row again, and she's going to get another kill. That is 8 kills for Kara Stevens, and it's set point for the Suns, 24-13. Deep serve. That one, she was flirting with that back line. She was flirting with that back line for a long time. Coach Kerr came up off the bench. I can't hear what he said, but he was all kinds of worked up. But she was flirting with that back row the whole time. Will's going to set middle to Miller. Miller's attack is dug by Wilcox. Comes off the net, and nobody can do anything with it. So a point for Allison Coleman. Makes it 23-15. Allred struggles with the serve receive. And it's 24-16 now. Wilcox serves it out. 2 straight service points for Coleman. And it's 24-17, trying to get back in it. Wilcox is there again. Van Beck, bump set. Riggs going to send a free ball across. Will is going to set middle to Miller. Miller's attack is there to Stevens. It's going to come near side. The hit to the net. It's going to be trouble. Will's going to punch it across. Van Beck gets it up. Stevens bumps it across. Will's going to set middle to Miller. Dug by Wilcox, and it's going to go out of bounds on the overpass. And a pretty good run coming here for the Sharpshooters as the Suns change up the serve receive a little bit. Rigg is there. Van Beck back to Stevens. Will's going to bump set to Miller. She's going to have to push it across. Stevens is there. Van Beck to Rigg. Her attack is dug back there by Hatton. Will's going to send it to Miller, who pushes across. Stevens is there. Van Beck back middle, back row attack by Stevens. Dug far side. Miller's going to bump set. Now it's going to be a free ball coming back to the Suns. Van Beck, middle to Rigg. Rigg on the attack. It's dug over there by Coleman. Miller's going to push it across. Stevens is there again. Van Beck, back row attack to Stevens. Deep, it's Hatton. Jordan now. Miller's going to send a free ball across. Good hustle by Stevens, and Wilcox is going to send it across. And a little trouble passing. Wilcox is going to have to, or excuse me, not Wilcox, Miller. Stevens is going to hit it across. And then a little communication error as the front row comes together. And, man, that was a long rally, but it ends with the Suns getting the set one win, 25-18. Here at the quarterfinal round of the IESA 7th grade 1A tournament. Pastor Tom Spain says, "Go Lady Suns." Pastor Spain, thank you very much for watching all of these broadcasts. We greatly appreciate it. J.C. Neal says, "Let's go Suns. We're proud of you, number 19. Number 19, by the way, is Jalen Van Beck, for anybody keeping score at home. But we do appreciate everybody watching. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
We're an 11-bed ER. I pride myself on every day that the patients get what they need and see a physician when they need it. We want them to be headed towards the road of recovery when they leave here. I feel like we have nurses that care so much. We're more than a team. It's a family, and we want what's best for the patient.
In a small community like ours, shopping locally can make a big difference. Did you know you can shop locally for your home internet? While you're powering your devices with super fast fiber internet, you also get to be a part of something bigger than yourself. Every dollar you spend on our services goes to making our town a better place to live, work, and play. You're helping us support local education, build a stronger sense of community, and keep money right here in our local economy. Thank you for choosing your local internet provider. We're proud to keep you connected.
At Country Financial, we enjoy serving the community in which we live, big or small.
I love living in the Blandonsville area. It's where I grew up, went to school, and decided to raise my family. I never had a desire to live or work anywhere other than in a small town. I feel lucky to help my longtime friends and neighbors with their insurance needs. It's like working with family every day.
I'm Brett Powell, your local Country Financial representative, whose door is always open to work with you.
Dry needling is where you insert a filiform needle into a muscle, a tendon, a ligament, sometimes a bone, and it promotes blood flow and circulation so that it heals that particular painful area.
And welcome back here to set number 2 of the quarterfinal between the Suns and the Sharpshooters. As you can see, the Suns won set number 1, so we'll clear it by giving them the set win. And we will be ready to go here with set number 2. The Suns will serve first in set number 2 as they check rotation here. Suns came in with a record of 14-1. St. Michael's comes in with a record of 21-0. The Suns win set 1. Van Beck back to serve for the Suns. It's going to be a free ball by Miller to bring it across. Aldred is there. It's going to go across the net. It's dug up there. Good job of getting to it. Miller's going to push it across now. Rigg is there. Van Beck to Stevens. Stevens' attack goes off the hands of Miller, who tried to duck out of the way but put her hands up. Van Beck's going to get the service point and another kill for Stevens, give her 9. And for Van Beck, it's her 3rd service point. Van Beck serving again. The Suns got a side out to score first in the last set. Van Beck comes to get it. Stevens sends it across. And an overpass is going to come right back. Van Beck to Stevens. Bump set to Rigg. Rigg goes back and gets it. Brings it across. It's dug by Hatton. Rigg is there. Now it's going to come to Van Beck. Stevens, hard dig. Hatton's there. Will pushes it across, but out of bounds. Good job, though, by Brooklyn Will. She has played pretty well for these St. Michael's sharpshooters, but no luck with that tip. Van Beck goes back to serve again. She's got 4 now in this match. Miller on the attack, off the block, into the net. Stevens digs it up. Van Beck pushes it across. Will goes back to Miller. Deep, there's Putnam. Allred gets it. Stevens is going to tip it across, and they call a double hit on Stevens and a side out to the sharpshooters. Back to serve is Lindsay. The underhand serve is short. Van Beck is there. It's going to be tipped across by Rigg, and she's going to get the kill. Tegan Rigg gets her 2nd kill and a side out. She'll go back to serve now. Tegan's family says good luck. They love you, Tegan. See if that'll help her get a serve. Here's a free ball. And Putnam goes back and has a little trouble with the receiving of the free ball. So it'll be a side out. And Miller, Ava Miller, will go back to serve now for the sharpshooters. A let serve. It's dug, though. It's pushed across by Stevens. Allred is there. Rigg now. Middle bump set to Stevens, and it goes off of Hatton. And a kill. It's a little surprising to me that doesn't seem like the sharpshooters have any block. They go back into coverage. They are not doing any block at the net on Stevens, which is causing some serious problems. And there's a serve as ace by Putnam. Suns vying for a chance to play on Saturday and take home a trophy here if they can pull this out. Miller's there. Jordan, and it's going to be bumped across by Gaddis. Now Stevens on the attack, and she hits it into the net. A hitting error for Stevens. She has not had very many of those. They called somebody in the net. I believe they said number 10 in the net, Gaddis. So it's a point for the Suns, and Putnam gets another service point. Wilcox. And Stevens contorting her body in all kinds of weird ways, but she gets the kill nonetheless, and it's 7-2. Give her 10 kills now, unofficially, on this match. Putnam serves again. She's served several straight now, make it 3 straight. And Wilcox, that was just too close. Nobody helped her. I didn't hear anybody yelling. I don't know if it would have been in or out for sure, but it was close enough she had to take it. So that will give a side out. Gaddis will be back to serve for the sharpshooters. She gets it across, and Putnam is there. Rigg goes to get it. Stevens is going to send a free ball across. I don't know how that wasn't a double hit, but it's not going to get across anyway. And a side out. They've called several double hits on both teams, and from where I'm sitting, that was about the most obvious one of the bunch. And they didn't call that one, but that is a hard call to make sometimes. Stevens back to serve now, and you might say, well, she's in the back row. Well, she's been hitting from the back row. Hatton sends it across. It's going to be back set Stevens is going to send a deep pass over. Jordan to Hatton. And Hatton says, I can hit the ball too. Kara Hatton gets her second, make it third kill of the match. And back to serve is going to be Kaylee Jordan. Another underhand serve. Rigg is there. Van Beck, back row attack from Stevens, is going to fall again in front of Miller. And Stevens gets her 11th, and I should have kept track of how many of them were from the back row. It's 9-4. Wilcox back to serve now for the Suns. And an ace for Wilcox. Gives her 4 service points unofficially. It's 10-4 is the score. Deep serve. Will is there. She's going to go to Hatton, who hits it deep and out. Man, that was really close, but it was out. Wilcox is going to pick up her 5th service point. And the wheels falling off a little bit for the sharpshooters here as they're feeling the pressure of a team that's very fundamentally sound here. Overhand serves and attacking from the back row. Sharpshooters have a 21-0 record, though. They can probably get things back, especially behind the hand of Hatton, but Stevens is there that time. She's going to try to attack again, and she will from the back row again. She's got 12 kills now unofficially, and it's 13-4. The Suns with the lead. 6 points for Wilcox. Will's going to set middle to Hatton. She's going to have to push it across, and it's going to go out of bounds. A hitting error. Actually, it was a passing error. Hatton couldn't do a whole lot with that. It's not necessarily her fault. 7 points now for Wilcox. Going to go middle to Hatton. She's going to push it. Wilcox is there. Van Beck. Wilcox going to send it across. Good hustle. Will's going to bump it up. It's going to be pushed across, and they're going to call 2 hits on Coleman. Another point. And a timeout charged to the sharpshooters of St. Michael's. They trail by 11, 15-4. We'll keep it here, and we'll tell you this game being brought to you by Barkley Bills Company, a hat brand built on 2 staples, comfort and style, specializing in snapback trucker-style caps. Check out the selection or consider customs to build your business at barkleybillsco.com. That's BARKLEY. Use code, we did that last week, so we'll leave that part out. Don't let the hat rack fool you. There's always room for one more. BarkleybillsCo.com hat. Wishing good luck to all athletes during your postseason run. And Adams Experts, looking for top-notch local computer sales and repair services. Call Adams Experts in Quincy at 217-214-3423 for fast, friendly, affordable assistance. We make technology work. That's Adams Experts. Your go-to when your computer goes down. Will's going to send it across. Rigg sends it right back. Will now is going to set middle to Hatton. She's going to have to bump it across, though, on a free ball. Stevens is there. Rigg now comes outside to Allred. She hits it deep right corner. Miller gets it. Hatton's going to set back to Jordan. Rigg, Van Beck, Allred again. She's going to hit it short this time. Hatton is there. Hatton on the attack. Hatton gets another kill. And she'll go back to serve. And a little bit of communication as Van Beck and Stevens come together. Wilcox is going to send it across. Stevens now sets it across. And it bounces off the net, and it's going to fall. A point for Hatton. Stevens. And a bit of a passing error. Gets it back here a little bit. Aaron Phelps says the Suns are looking great. Good luck from the West Prairie volleyball teams. Now a little bit passing error again, and another point for Hatton. Give her 4 now. And they had opened up an 11-point lead. The side out got them to 5. She's served 4 straight now. Next serve, Stevens. Van Beck back to Stevens, back row. She goes to get it. Will's going to get it up to Miller, and they're going to call 2 hits again. And I don't know. 16-9 on the 2-hit call. Howard back to serve. She goes deep again. Will is there. She's going to go to Miller, who has to push it across. Van Beck. Putnam is going to send across on second ball. Middle it goes to Miller, and Miller's going to get the kill off of Stevens' hand. Ava Miller gets her first kill and a side out, 16-10. Checking in to serve will be number 4, Sophia Crimmins. Crimmins overhand serve coming. It's going to be dug by Stevens. Right to the net it goes to Van Beck. Right back to Stevens. She's going to hit it. It's going to go off of Miller. This is going to be second hit, though. Miller's going to have to send it across. Howard is there. It's going to go across the net and fall on an overpass. And Van Beck back to serve again. Short. Miller's there. It's going to be over. And it's going to be drilled right back down by Stevens. As Ned Eckert likes to say, you feed the bear and you get bit. And Stevens gets her 13th kill on the overpass. And it's 18-10. Van Beck serves again. Miller gets it. Will's going to push it right across. Wilcox is there. Middle it comes to Stevens again. Stevens' hit is in as Hatton and Crimmins have trouble deciding who was supposed to get it. Van Beck gets another service point. Unofficially, that gives her 6. Miller again struggles. They're going to have a free ball if they can get it across, and it's going to go deep and out of play. 20-10. And another timeout's going to be called by the Sharpshooters. This game being brought to you by Ramsey Financial Services. Ramsey Financial Services Incorporated is dedicated to providing excellent service with a competitive premium for all your insurance needs, whether it's life, farm, crop, auto, home, business, or health. Give us a call at one of our 7 locations in Bowen, Carthage, Nauvoo, Macomb, Bushnell, La Harpe, or Monmouth. Good luck to all area teams. Greg Phelps says, interesting that Tim Kerr is in front of the look good, feel good sign. Suns definitely looking good. Yes, they are, Greg. You're absolutely right. Greg will be seeing, I guess he won't get to see Coach Kerr. He'll be with me seeing Coach Paul and crew on Monday night. Van Beck back to serve again. Unofficially 7 service points for her now. Miller goes up again. So we bumped across. Wilcox is there. It's going to come to Stevens, who's going to push it. Miller. Will's going to set it to Miller, and she's going to hit it deep and out of play to the right side. (21-10). Van Beck. Miller again. An ace for Van Beck. She gets 2 more. Gives her 9 service points. Allred is going to come out. See which player came in for Allred. I believe it's Hanshaw. I can't really see the number, though. Miller again goes up to get it. I think they'd be better served to let that get into the back row, but a passing error sends the ball back. Lindsay is going to be serving the libero for the Sharpshooters. Stevens again on the hit. Doug, it's going to come from outside. It's going to be outside the pole and a side out. There's a hit, one-hand hit to try to save it, but that was Miller on the attack, and she gets the side out. The problem for the sharpshooters at this point is they're down by 11. They need to get a lot of points and not a lot of. Gary Hurt says Suns are definitely shining tonight, and you're absolutely right. Near side to Wilcox on the attack, and it's going to fall. Wilcoxon gets the kill. The Suns are 1 point away from a state trophy, as it is set and match point, and Putnam going back to serve for the Suns. Deep middle, Lindsay is there. Middle to Hatton. Hatton's dug by Putnam. Rigg gets it there. Van Beck's going to send it across a free ball. Hatton again. On the attack again, and Hatton's going to get the kill. Hatton is a legit middle, folks. She can play some volleyball. They've been struggling with serve receive has been the problem for the sharpshooters tonight. Back to serve is going to be Gaddis again, and it's all on the line here. They have to serve 11 straight to keep from losing here. That attack was by Wilcox. So go middle to Hatton. It's blocked by Stevens, and of all the things that Kara Stevens has done tonight, the block is where she ends it. Kara Stevens sends the Suns with the last block of the game on Hatton. And that's the final score, 25-13. As I did miss a point, I believe, on the – we'll wait for official word. I believe it was 25-13 on the scoreboard. They cleared it really, really quickly, though. And that's how this one ends, in a hurry. 25-18, 25-13. The Suns improved to 15-1. The season ends for the sharpshooters at 21-1. And the Suns will play tomorrow with a chance to take home a state championship. We'll try to see what time everything is tomorrow and see if we can bring you those games as well. We might try to bring you the Hartsburg-Emden game in just a few minutes as well if I can find somebody to run a camera for me. We'll let you know. You just watch our channel, and we'll let you know about that also. But we're going to get Tim Kerr up here to talk to us as we have a little bit to go before we can call it quits for the night. So I'm going to take a break. We'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH with Ron Helby Auto Sales of Macomb and Augusta coverage of the IESA Class 7 or 7th grade Class 1A state tournament here in Clinton, Illinois. We'll be right back after this.
I'm a pretty calm, cool, and collective guy, but...
Sorry, what's your name? Yeah, Evan. Hi, Evan. Yeah, we have no internet. Nothing. I don't know. It just stopped working.
The internet is down.
I know, I'm on the phone with them. No, that was my wife.
I can't get online again.
Yeah, I'm talking to Evan. No, my daughter, my wife. Okay, can you guys not talk? Sorry. Yes, we have the white boxes. I see one. They got horns on them.
The one with the horns.
Yes, I see one. We have 11 of those.
I was on the phone and I got disconnected.
Okay, it's not about you.
We switched our broadband service provider.
Like Devin put in 11, Evan. How are we supposed to know which one's 7 and which one?
I thought it was Devin. Who's Devin? I got no service. Honey, you're blocking.
You can't stand there. You're blocking it. Don't block it.
And the best part, I never have to speak to Evan or Devin ever again.
I think this one's 11.
11? We're not looking for 11. No, are we looking for 7, Evan, or 11? We have 2 next to each other. That's bad. 2 white boxes. Evan? Evan?
Every day, we walk through these doors, not knowing what waits. It's not easy, but we do it every day because our mission is you, providing you compassionate care and providing you the best possible patient experience. McDonough District Hospital.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
Some farmers I know swear by a name, say they'd never operate anything else. Well, here are a few names for my Fendt 900 Gen 6 series. Fuel Saver, Time Maximizer, Game Changer. I like those names.
All right, we're back here to Clinton, Illinois. Ron Elby Auto Sales of Augusta and East Jackson Street and Macomb coverage of the IESA 7th grade Class 1A state tournament quarterfinal round action. And alongside now, guys, I don't know what it is about the animation of coaches lately, but if you went back and watched the West Prairie thing, I thought Coach Paul was as animated as I've ever seen her.
Yeah.
And you were pretty animated tonight, too.
There were a few times, absolutely. You know, it was one of those things where you didn't really know what to expect. You look at, you try to do some scouting, you look at records, and you look at personnel, and you really can't really tell what you're going up against unless you see them in person. And it's one of those things where you kind of got the old blood going and realize that this was a possibility, and the old competitiveness comes out, and we kind of rock and rolled a couple times. Absolutely.
Well, I'm going to skip to the end because journalists, you don't want to bury the lead, right? The thing that stuck me is what ended the match was the block by Stevens.
Yeah.
It struck me that they didn't seem to ever block,
right,
which seemed to be more of a problem for them than anything.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's funny. I was talking to some of my other coaching colleagues, and I talked about with them after watching them that I noticed that they drop off all three players from the front row, and you know, we do that at the junior high level with two of our players. We leave our middle up there to block, obviously, and it's ironic because at the state tournament at the high school level, we were questioned because of our blocking scheme, because Amy Kerr, who lives in my house, isn't big enough to get over the net, so I dropped her off, and you never ever see that at the high school level. So we were somewhat ridiculed for that at the state tournament at the high school level, and sure enough, lo and behold, today we have a team that doesn't block at all. You know, that's something we talked about a little bit in practice, and just leading up to the game, is especially for Carrie, as good of an attacker as she is, almost you're aiming for the whites of their eyes almost, just because they're out in no man's land and never, and it's they're putting in a tough position, because if she puts a little steam on the ball at all and hits it down, then you saw they were in trouble. And I noticed that once or twice they tried to go ahead and at the end send a blocker up there, but it was a little bit too late. So. That was, going in, I felt like, obviously, like I said, you don't really know. Obviously, they were good athletes on tape, it looked like. They won the state championship in basketball this year, so I, expected them to be good athletes. But I think that was a lot of the difference, just to be able to, run good offense and cause some issues with that as far as their defensive alignment goes.
Their front middle, 13 Hatton, she's the real deal, though, isn't she?
Yeah, she's pretty tough, yeah, absolutely. And I can imagine, on the basketball floor, I don't have any idea, but I assume she's probably pretty good there too. It's funny, again, start kind of the initial scouting. When I started looking at them and trying to see who they are, I looked and I noticed that they had won the regional, and I saw 13 right in front and center, along with the other big girl in the middle with holding the trophy and with the pictures, and you could tell even on their knees they were good-sized kids. I thought, oh crap, that's not a good thing. They wanted to hold that trophy and that plaque, and that might not be good for us. But I thought our girls played great. Go back to the first set, and I thought we had a little bit of trouble serving, and not that we missed maybe many more than they did, if any more, but one of the things that we try to preach is just keeping balls in play and serving aggressive, but also serving a good high percentage. And I thought, especially Tegan, missed her first one. She's one of our key servers, and she didn't serve the ball very well at all today. But she did a lot of other good things for us. And, I think we relaxed a little bit the second one, and, we were in control pretty much the whole time. So, obviously very pleased with the output today, and nice to be able to play one more day.
I had unofficially Kara Stevens with 13 kills.
Yeah.
And half of those were from the back row.
Right.
I felt like early, she gets to the back row quick because she serves early, but she got to the back row. It felt like, to me, you guys were purposely just feeding her, thinking, and then everybody seemed to be hitting right at the middle, the middle that dropped back, right at her face, essentially, because she could. I mean, that's a bad. I mean, you're so close.
Yeah,
it's a tough position, right?
It is. It's like if you want to think of an equivalency, you look at the hot corner in baseball. You look at, you got a guy squaring around a bunt, and the third baseman charges, and all of a sudden the guy pulls a bat back, and you're in no man's land. And that's that was pretty much the whole time, for him. And that's something we talked about, is being able to to utilize that. And you go back to your original point. We made a decision about halfway through the year when Kara came back from a broken finger that she's a good setter too, and she sets for us on the 8th grade a little bit half the time too. But we just felt like for attacking and for offense, she'd be better off in the back row for us there. And that was something that and credit to the girls. They're like, give every ball to Kara. We don't care. You know what I mean? And so that was good. And you're exactly right. That was something that was targeted, and a lot of our other girls did a good job when they got the opportunities. But there's no question we wanted to ride the horse that brought us here, and Tegan and Jalen did a great job of getting it to her, and she did a good job of putting balls away for us from the back row.
Well, Wilcox and Rigg had a couple kills as well, at least, and I felt like that they started watching Stevens so much that everybody else that hit was having success too.
Sure, no question about that. Morgan Wilcox, I thought, had a really good day. She's kind of been struggling with her serve a little bit this year, especially later on, and she's such a smart kid and such a conscientious kid that she starts thinking about it and worries about it. And that was something that I was concerned about coming into to the tournament today. And she.
I had her for 7 service points.
Right there in that second set, she just put them away. With good serves, and obviously we had good offense behind her. And and Tegan did a good job again with hitting a few times to keep balls in play. And Jalen Van Back, trying to mention about everybody. Jalen Van Back,
she had 9 service points.
She did, and she keeps a lot of balls in play, and she's a really solid player. And as far as you go out, you look out on the floor, and you don't really notice her just because she's our smallest kid, and but she really has a knack for the game and knows how to play, and is real solid for us.
We talked about you getting worked up. The one time that I remember is when Allred was serving.
Yeah.
She was serving, it looked like purposely as deep as she could serve. And then the last one went way too deep.
Yeah.
And you came off the bench giving her a hard time or whatever. But it looked like she was doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, she was trying to get to the back line.
Right. She was. She's someone who I have to stay on her a lot. She sometimes is in kind of la-la land and kind of in her own world, and so I purposely have to stay on her almost. Seems like every play, just okay, do this. But she had a good day. She had a good day serving, and she's a strong girl. And she's one of those kids where sometimes especially 7th grade, strength is the opposite problem. Their kids aren't strong enough to do what they need to do, and she doesn't have that problem. She has the opposite problem. Sometimes she's too strong to do what she needs to do, and she tamed it down a little bit and got a couple kills for us, hit the ball a little bit for us, and serving wise, she did a good job of hitting the ball deep, and that caused them some problems. And then on the one you're referencing, I felt like she was off by about 600%. She could have. Probably would have been out in Fenway. It was one of those things.
It was pretty deep. It was out past the baseline, I think. Not the baseline of the volleyball court, the baseline of the basketball court.
Right, exactly. I don't know how you miss it that much, but what it is what it is.
So, you get a little excited, baby. Right?
Yeah, right, exactly. That's right.
So one of the things that normally at the 7th grade level, I've watched quite a bit of it the last few years. Underhand serves most times don't seem like they're a real problem. Like, you could survive doing underhand serves.
Yeah.
And even if you're against a team like you guys that serve pretty good overhand, if you have good underhand servers, you're okay. But it really surprised me that a 21-0 team had as many underhand servers, and they didn't have. I mean, sometimes you can have success with underhand serve if you're really good at placing their web. They didn't seem to have that. It looked like the serve was really, really big for you guys today.
Right, exactly. You know, it's one of those things where I tell my kids coming into the year, you know, the very first year I coached junior high. Of course, I'd been doing high school for maybe 10 or 12 years, and I came down to junior high. And the very first 7th grade team I had, we went to state and got 4th. We had one overhand server on the whole squad. Everyone else served underhand. So even in that short amount of time, the games changed a little bit. And you know, something I guess we started a little bit earlier, trying to get them a little stronger and try to get the technique down a little bit. But that was definitely something, you know, something that was obviously a very good advantage for us. You know, I give their coach a lot of credit, because you could tell from the very beginning when they started their warm-ups. Everything they did in warm-ups, everything they did in the game was very much based on, you know, fundamentals and being solid, and that, I think that goes down to their underhand servers as well. You know, and like you mentioned, there are some times when, you know, our kids are used to overhand servers, and all of a sudden here comes some underhand serve ripper that, you know, it just comes at you differently. You know, sometimes it gets up in your chest area, up in your you know, up in your kitchen, I call it. You know, up in your face. It's tough to defend. But
this
like
face area is like the worst place, right?
Exactly.
I mean, because it's not high and it's not low. It's kind of like like trying to catch a line drive that's at the wrong spot, like at your waist.
You're exactly right. You know, and that was something that a lot of good underhand servers could do to us, but you are correct. That was a little bit more of a conservative serve, and then, you know, there were a few times where we kind of got up into this a little bit, but for the most part, we were able to, you know, back up a little bit. We kind of knew they were coming, and you know, made some good adjustments. And you're exactly right. That was, you know, especially 7th grade, 8th grade too, but 7th grade especially. You know, serving and serve receive is huge, and we obviously won that battle pretty convincingly, I thought.
Now, you know, as you get into high school, you'll see 3-person serve receive or a 4-person serve receive. It was pretty much 5-person for them. Yeah. And it my experience watching, because I've paid more attention, as I learn more, I pay more attention.
Right.
It seems like there's a lot more communication errors.
Yeah,
with the more people you put into the mix, the more communication errors there are.
No question. The communication, that's such a huge thing. We do a drill in practice called the distraction drill, and we put 2 people on one end and 1 person in the middle, and we basically you try to just disrupt the passer and do whatever you can do. Wave your hands in front of them, jump in front of them, yell at them, and just you know, the goal of that would be, you know, no matter what's happening in front of you, just pretend like there's nobody here, nobody's going to hit it, and you just got to do your thing, you know. And if they happen to take it, then great. But you're exactly right. The communication was an issue for them. It looked like, and it was something that, you know. We do a lot of 3 people. I know Angela, and she brags about when she was in college. Yeah. She and Betsy did a 2-person serve receive. So, but you're exactly right. You know, if you can get by with fewer players, obviously your players that you've picked, that you want to touch the ball more often, and that eliminates a lot of the, you know, moving parts in terms of communication.
You had a few breakdowns of communication, it seemed like, but you guys responded a lot quicker to those breakdowns than the sharpshooters did today, it seemed like.
Yeah, I think you're right. And the thing is, there's a lot of, especially keep ripping on junior high volleyball, but junior high volleyball.
It's a learning process,
sure,
right?
No, exactly.
That's what all this is about, learning.
Right.
And I think that Southeastern, West Prairie, Carthage, they're all in a place where all those teams are good teams. So the level should be a little higher over there probably than, let's say, maybe down around West Salem where I used to work, where it's a different type of volleyball.
Right, exactly. And it's a learning curve. And, you know, you think about, you watch, again, try to find an analogy or a comparative reference. You look at, you know, lower level softball with girls, and you see a lot of crazy things. You're like, I'd never want to be an official for lower level softball because you never know what's going to happen. You know?
Exactly.
And this is kind of the same thing. There's so many balls that are out of system that you know, aren't the traditional, you know, bump, set, and spike, and that's the way we like it type thing going on. And communication is huge. And you know, I think that, like you said, again, we won that battle because I think we did a pretty good job. And there were times, but there are going to be times where you know, where you don't exactly. You know, mesh and everything doesn't go perfectly. So just trying to be good at those out-of-system balls. We try to practice that a little bit, and communication, and that was a big key, I thought, too.
So you've done this overnight stay thing and got to do stuff. What's the plan? What's the plan tonight? You got done pretty early, so what's the plan and going into tomorrow? How do you guys handle that kind of scenario?
Yep. So win or lose, we're going to stay all night. I felt like our girls wanted deserve that and wanted that, and because of the success that our high school boys had this year, that we went through a regional and we went through a sectional and advanced to state. And I'm not saying no one noticed it, but we were definitely not the focus like we are sometimes. And so,
which is okay, right?
No, absolutely, absolutely. But I think that we decided early on that we're going to stay no matter what, and obviously we wanted to stay and get to play again. So we're going to play twice tomorrow, and we're going to go find somewhere nice to eat tonight and go stay in a hotel. And I probably shouldn't tell this, but I did find a suite, and I think 8 of the girls are staying in the same room. So I told them, I said, if we do this, we got to promise we've got no drama going on, and we got got to get some rest. So good news is we don't play till I think 11 in the morning. So I think it'll be a good night and fun, and I think this is just memories that the kids are making, and I think it'll be exciting for us.
I talked to Coach Paul Wednesday night after their regional win. You guys won, obviously, a regional last night. You guys have been around. I think that you two are now like the elder statesmen of volleyball, maybe not only in West Central Illinois, maybe around the whole state. You get Jennifer Hayes in there who's coaching in this game. You throw a few names like that in, and you guys are it.
Right.
I asked her, does it ever get old, even at the junior high level, going to state? Does it ever get old?
Right.
She said no.
She said no. Well, she's the greatest. She's the best. I'm a 2 or 3 tiers under her, if that. So, no, it doesn't. And the reason it doesn't is just because you have new faces and new girls, and this is a situation where our girls, especially this year, these girls watched our high school team go to state, and they wanted it so bad. And these girls qualified for state last year and weren't able to go because of COVID. So we haven't lost a postseason game in like 3.5 years because both of our teams last year qualified for state and couldn't play. And the year before we had a team that qualified. And my wife's looking at me; she thinks I'm talking too long. So.
She's on camera right now, by the way.
Yes, she is. That's true. But no, it does. It's new faces and new girls who they want to experience things the older girls have seen, have been able to experience. So it's nice and it's new and it's fresh every time. So like I said, throw the ball up and get those competitive juices going, and you're gonna want to win, and it's exciting every time.
Well, I'm sure they're ready to get to that nice meal, right? And you're probably ready too, aren't you?
Yeah, I might try to talk them into watching a little bit of this. I'm a little bit of a volleyball nerd. I wouldn't mind watching this one just in case we have to see something. I always like to be able to compete against Jennifer, so I probably would be disrespectful to her if I left right now.
If you just left, right? If she, I mean, you guys. Coach Hayes is fun. I mean, you guys have a pretty good rapport there too, right?
Yeah, we do. We faced each other a lot of times, through the years. I know probably the 2 biggest matches we faced each other again in high school it would be like Colby and Madison's junior year, I think, in the sectional, and they beat us. They had her daughter, who was a fantastic player. And then, of course, this year, the sectional again with us. And so, yeah, she does a good job. I'll tell you what, man. She's intense. I'm scared of her. She's tough, and unfortunately, she seems to like me a little bit, so she's somewhat kind to me. But no, really, I mean, we share back and forth. She emailed me, after we won, said congratulations. Do you know anything about any of these teams? And so a good relationship, and it's fun to have someone as talented, as competitive as she is to compete against.
Now, they have 2 losses. You guys had one. I actually had some people from St. Michael's sitting beside me. They took my extra to see how many losses you had. They're undefeated. They expect to control people, right?
Right.
I think that you guys, Coach Hayes, Coach Paul, you guys play above your not pay grade, but above your size, right?
Right.
So you go and you're going to get some losses, right, against teams that are just bigger than you.
Right, and I know she does especially. Her schedule is really tough, and I think actually talking to her, I think she sometimes has a split squad, so I think that maybe her 2 losses might have been a 6th grade group. It wasn't even this group. So, and then our 1 loss was to Carthage, and that was in the West Prairie tournament. That's when Kara had a broken finger, so she didn't play. So we're undefeated with our whole group.
Right.
So obviously Kara makes a big difference. So Carthage is in the state tournament. They only have 1 loss. It was to us, and we went 3 with them. So, and that was without Kara. So I was super pleased with that, and then we were able to come back and beat them in the regular season. So, exciting, and it's fun times for sure.
Well, I guess we'll see you tomorrow.
Sounds good.
I guess we'll either, I don't know if I'll find a room or come back. I wasn't. Okay. I guess I never thought far enough ahead.
Yeah, my wife.
I kind of forget about the whole 2-day thing in a row.
That's what my wife was talked about too, because she's got. I told you I want you to stay. And so she didn't play until we got we got a softball practice tomorrow and a baseball practice for my 2 other kids right now. So she's going to have to take care of that, I guess.
Yeah, I had plans to go to an auction in the morning. And I didn't think this through real well.
Right. Well,
you'll have days like that, I guess.
Yeah,
though,
absolutely. That's what eBay's for, I guess. Right?
Yeah, and I guess it's worth it. It's worth it when it's for a good reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
really
Coach.
Appreciate it.
Hey, not a problem. Thanks for joining me up here, and we'll talk to you. Do you want to talk after both games tomorrow, or you just want to talk after the second game tomorrow?
You tell me.
We can do both if you're good with that.
I'm fine with that. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll talk to you tomorrow then.
Sounds good.
All right. Tim Kerr talking to us here on the post-game show. I want to thank him, and we will be done with this broadcast. We're a few minutes away. I want to thank Kimberly Bartimus and Gary Hunt, and Greg Phelps, and Aaron Phelps, and J.C. Neal, and Pastor Tom Spain, and everybody else, Kelly Webster, even though you were mean to me. I appreciate you guys all jumping in the live chat. We hope that you enjoyed the show. We'll be back, I guess, tomorrow, 11 o'clock or whatever time it is. I guess I ought to look and see what time we play tomorrow now that I have to come back. I didn't think this thing through real well, folks. Let's see. The Suns will play at 11 a.m. tomorrow, and then they'll either play at 2 or 3:15. So it'll be a short day, but it will be an all-day thing. So for Evan, who was so nice to run the camera, are you going to come back and run it tomorrow then? You good with that? Mom will let you do it again? She's okay since she's going to be here, I guess, right? It's worth it. So for Evan staying and helping me run the camera, I'm Dwayne Hewlett. Thanks for joining us here as the Suns pick up the win. They play in the semifinals tomorrow here from Clinton, Illinois. TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. We'll be back with Ron Elby Auto Sales of Augusta and on East Jackson and Macomb coverage of the IESA 7th grade Class 1A State Volleyball Tournament. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you again very soon.